Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Suspenders Unbuttoned Podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Julie, and we're excited to welcome Amitai Marmorstein. Welcome.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
So fun to have you here. We really enjoyed you in the Providence Falls movies. And
I screwed up his last name, though.
It's fine.
Instead of... Do it again, Julie.
I live too much in the Midwest. Way too much in the Midwest.
All right.
It's Marmorstein.
It's always after you practice
Marmorstein, yeah.
Yeah, it's Marmorstein.
Yeah, it is. I know, and I saw the moment of panic in your eyes, and I was like, oh, yeah.
We're like too much in the Midwest. Way too much in the Midwest. I gotta bust out my East Coast friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, welcome. Thanks for joining
Thank
us
you.
today. Yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got involved in the trilogy to begin with?
Sure, yeah. I honestly, it was just like an email with an audition showed up one day. I guess it would have been late last year. And yeah, it was actually a really, like, as soon as I read the sides of Agon, I was like, oh, I know exactly what I want to do with this guy. And I kind of just played around a lot in my audition. I think I threw in a lot of improv and ad-libbed a lot and stuff. And it was an interesting process because I think, like, it would have been, maybe in December, like early December, mid-December, that I got the audition. And usually, like, the way that the film industry works is that everything shuts down over Christmas for a couple of weeks. Like, you just kind of don't hear anything. And I was really bracing myself to be like, well, that was a fun one, but I'm sure I won't hear anything till January. And then, like a week later, I got the call, and I was like right before my agent's office was closing and all this stuff. So I was like, this is perfect. Like, just such a nice way to go into the holidays, being like, oh, I'm so excited for this job. For 3 movies, we shot them all back to back. I was like, oh, this is going to be a great time. A character that I already was like, had already had so much fun with. So, yeah, it was like just, a dream come true kind of in terms of actor's life.
A great holiday gift, right?
I love that.
Yeah, exactly.
So what really drew you to the role of Agon? What did you really like about it?
Yeah, I think, like, there's something so fun about playing a character that maybe, like, archetypally, like, with angels, they can be, seen as these like, mystical creatures. And, like, there's something so, I want to almost say human about Aegon, in that he doesn't really know what he's doing all the time, and he's trying to figure it out. And, that's certainly relatable to me. And then it's also, just like the opportunity for humor and comedy that like is clearly present in the writing and like the situation itself, like the fish out of water sort of story is always just so compelling and funny. And then getting to kind of like play with the dynamics of that, and I think that was the initial thing for sure that kind of jumped off the page to me. And like getting to, like, one of the auditions, one of the audition scenes, the one that I remember the most is the one at the police station the first time that Aegon is pretending to be a cop. And it's like there's something so like it's something so childlike almost about like being like, oh, like, what do you think of my outfit? Is it good? Is it working? That I just think is like, just, I don't know, cute, I guess.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun to see, like, you're right. We think of angels as kind of like these mystical, magical, and then we have Aegon, who actually is like, he doesn't really know, and he's even kind of battling a conscience, right? Like, he's like, should we be doing this, or should we be, going this other way where I see Cora and Liam as soulmates, but, So it's kind of fun to see him balancing that. So a 3-movie deal is a lot different than we normally get with the movie of the week. So how did that impact kind of how you went in to play Aegon and his character development?
That's a great question. I think, usually, you're looking at 100 pages, right? And being like, okay, this is the arc, this is what the story is. And with this, we're looking at 300, more even. And yeah, it really is an interesting thing, and you want to make sure that each one is new and different, but also then you like want to make sure that if someone just turned on the TV, that they're not like lost and being like, oh, like you can't progress in a way that doesn't make sense or doesn't make sense to someone coming on board as well. And like Aegon, yeah, I think you kind of alluded to it there, like does really go on an arc over those 3 movies, like from this place of pure naivete and just enthusiasm to like, yeah, the curiosity and the questioning and not being quite sure, and like, yeah, and on some level like starting to challenge the people that are kind of above them, and in a way that ultimately I think they want to be challenged, and like in the sort of the big finale scene, it all kind of comes to a head that way. But yeah, finding that thing within himself that like letting kind of listening to his heart in a way, and letting that guide him, I think is something that instead of just the fear of screwing up and everyone being mad at him, which happens all the time throughout the entire 3 films anyway, so double jeopardy at that point, I suppose. But yeah, I think that's kind of it, is like just trying to make sure it's a clear arc and that you understand kind of what you're doing in each scene. The good thing is, like I've had experiences before with like shooting miniseries and stuff where you're block shooting like a bunch of it at a time, and luckily with this, aside from the Ireland stuff, we got to shoot it mostly in order, mostly movie by movie, and like that helps so much, just hold what's happening in your brain, because there's so much plot, and who knows you're an angel, and who knows what timeline we're in, and there's so much of that going on in these, so it would have been so confusing to try and do like, yeah, all 3 movies all at the same time overlapping. Right. So right. Yeah, we were blessed.
You talked about Aegon being a little unsure of what he's doing. What do you love about bringing that insecurity to the screen?
Okay, this is something that I think about a lot, is anytime I am playing a nervous character, I can just be actually nervous. Like, it's so much harder to play a character that is like really competent and talks fast and confidently, because then I need to know what I'm doing so much more, and I can't let the nerves get in. Like when I'm on set, like listen, maybe some actors will tell you they don't get nervous. Good for them. God bless. I wish I was that way. But no, that's just kind of part of my built into my personality, I suppose, on some level. And I think it just gives me a lot of like, just runway to kind of like play around with it and make fun of it, because I think it's funny when whenever I'm watching something and I'm like, I think the actor themselves isn't totally sure what they're going to do next. I always find that to be such a compelling like moment, and so yeah, that having a character that isn't sure what they're doing kind of allows for that a little more, and yeah, you can kind of sometimes find some of those beautiful little moments.
Did you ever play around with kind of playing Aegon differently, or was this like you just knew right from the go exactly how you wanted it to come across?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. I think that in all honesty, this was a pretty like straight shot. I'm trying to think with like, so Lucy, our beloved director for 1 and 3, and then Siobhan for 2. Like Lucy, we kind of chatted a little bit before we started, and Lucy also, like, she has a comedy background. She's so funny. Like, she's genuinely, like, she's funnier than the whole cast. But she just has a really great comic sensibility, and I think we speak the same comic language. Mm-hmm. So I get the sense that, yeah, like we were kind of on the same page from the start with that. And really, like, for me, this is kind of at least the way I try to approach things, is like, I'm gonna try and show you the character that I think is, the most interesting or the funniest, and if you like it, hire me. If you don't like it, you can give me some notes and we can work on it and stuff. But yeah, until I'm told otherwise, I'm just gonna like just try to like trudge ahead, hopefully, and in my moments of confidence, feeling good about that, in my moments of insecurity, maybe doubting it a little bit. But yeah, hopefully, it as long as I'm not told to get off the path, then I kind of keep walking it.
Right. I love it.
Yeah.
And all even the, it's like more than just situational comedy, I think. But I just, the props, the settings, just added that extra layer, like the, the office area with like the old computers and the VHS.
The production design.
Yeah.
The production design was incredible. Like I remember, I think Lucy was telling me about like the ideas they had for it, but it wasn't until I walked into the Department of Destiny set that I was like, oh, we are going for it. Like it's another world, and I love the way it pops off the screen. Like it really, when you cut to that world, it's like a completely different. Yeah. Like you're not like, oh, this exists somewhere in an office somewhere on Earth. No, you're like, this is truly some ethereal plane. And my favorite thing, like the props department, the set tech department are probably they all. I don't know if they're annoyed at me or not over this, but I would walk onto every set and like Aegon is so curious and trying to always pretend he's supposed to be there. So I would just try to find things that I could interact with. And so like the more in depth they went with stuff, I was like, oh, this is just more toys for me to play with. Like I would just kind of walk around and see what I could like turn into some silly bit. The post-it notes in the cop station, that was one of those where and then they're like, oh great, now we got to reset those every time.
I love how the Department of Destiny gave a little George Burns, John Denver, oh god feel to that. Yeah, it was a really cool, like they pulled from some great stuff. I was really impressed with all the work that they did on that. Yeah, so Aegon, he's not the most sure guy, but yet here he is. He is like Liam's handler. He's like the one guiding this. It makes for a nice like kind of juxtaposition. How would you describe that relationship between Aegon and Liam?
Oh, well, okay. I mean, obviously that's like, a major crux. Like really, Aegon, the main two things, him and Liam, and then him and Samael, those are the two relationships that I really had to like make sure I understood. And it was like, I'm trying to remember what my first day was, but it wasn't like, I think it was maybe something at the guest house or something like that. But that was like, I'd met Lachlan and Katie as well, but Lachlan was the one that I was about to act with in a couple scenes, or no, at a fitting actually, before we started. They were getting like some hair test done or something, and I was just on my way out from a fitting. We kind of like said hi and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, this is the guy I'm working with. I hope he's cool. And then like when we actually got to set, it was like one of the fastest friendships I think I've had in this industry. And like we still hang out all the time. I was literally at his house last night. I'm a little tired because we were playing games till like way too late. And so there was just kind of an immediate chemistry there. I remember at one point, this would have been at the restaurant, when I'm in my busboy outfit. I said to Lachlan, I was like, hey, I want to try something. Have you ever seen Arrested Development? I don't know if you guys are familiar with the sitcom. Yeah. I was like, I want to do a Gene Parmesan where I'm like, like, hey, guess who? And he's like, oh my God, I love that show. I love that. We're doing that. We're pitching that to Lucy right now. Let's make this happen. And I was like, okay, this is we're on the same page. We're getting, and then honestly, every scene that we did together, like from then on, it was just like, I was like, oh, we can, if he finds me as funny as I find him, then like we don't have a problem here. It's just gonna be fun. We're just, like, we would make up stuff for every scene. Honestly, there's probably like an extended cut somewhere that's just got like another 30 or 40 silly bits between Lockie and I. So it was just a blast.
Can you tell us any other kind of ad-libs that the both of you did together that made the cut?
Okay, let me think. There's the one so I just watched the third movie again, of course, as I imagine most of the listeners and watchers of this yeah, there was a moment in the guest house where he's like, I'd invite you, but you know, and then I go, what do you mean? Oh right, yeah, I'm not human. That was just kind of like off the cuff. I think some of it was maybe scripted, but like yeah, a lot of the stuff we threw in. And then Lucy was throwing in lines. She's like, go make a cup of tea. So yeah, we were having a lot of fun, just kind of like yeah, coming up with some stuff in the moment. And that's one. I'm trying to think of like. Some other stuff from like the earlier movies. I'm sure there is. It's hard for me now to like separate the script from like the original script from the stuff we came up with. But yeah, there's a lot of just like don't get me wrong. There was a ton of jokes in there already. It was kind of just a jumping off platform. Like we were kind of just riffing on the stuff that was already there. Yeah.
I love that because I think these movies will be rewatched a lot of times by the fans. So to kind of go back and see those little moments or say like, oh, I wonder if they ad-libbed that. I think that'll be a lot of fun because word around the streets, and we get a lot of messages, is that these movies are the best thing that Hallmark has ever put out. So
okay, whoa.
That's what the fans are saying.
Let's go. I love it. That's amazing.
Those messages too. Yeah. So
that's we like. That's a really beautiful thing to hear because we really did like. I know that like. Yeah, everyone involved. We were really trying really hard. Like I for lack of a better term, like we were excited about this project in a way that like you know, I'm not going to say that this isn't always the case. You always find something to be excited about, but there was a real like there was a little crispness in the air on set that I think we were all kind of responding to, and that all doesn't always translate to a good finished product. Like I've been on those things where I'm like, oh my gosh, look at the energy. We're also, and then you watch and you're like, oh, okay, fine, you know, fine. But yeah, it's so nice. It's so nice when both things do happen, when it's like everyone's heart and soul is kind of in it. And then also the audiences respond with that same enthusiasm.
Right. So you were talking about the scripts. What's real and what did you guys add in? But when you got your scripts, was there a point when you were really surprised by the story? Like you were like, what?
Oh my gosh. Okay. The end of the end of movie 2. Yes. The Suzette twist. Literally, like I was like walking around my apartment being like, no. Like I could not believe it. I was almost embarrassed about like how much they got me. Like how much I was just like blindsided by it. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is we're playing in this realm. This is gonna be really fun. Yeah.
You and all of us.
For me too. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Wait, what?
The last person you would expect. And then it makes a ton of sense as well. Like that's my favorite type of twist is one where it's like you don't see it coming, and then also afterwards you're like, oh,
that's why didn't I figure that out?
Yeah, I should have. Yeah.
But it's like,
but they threw it though because she saw. Suzette sees Aegon and then she wants to help. And,
Exactly, but of course she wants to help in the wrong way.
Exactly.
Anyway, it's just so clever.
Yeah. But
had you read the books before?
I had not. No. Yeah. No. I wasn't super familiar with them, and I kind of I know that I hope I don't alienate anyone by saying this, but like I kind of avoided them once we, like Lucy sent the links to them and stuff and was like, you know, if you're interested. And I was like, I think just because, you know, the audience, all they're going to have is what we have here on the page as well. So I was like, let me just focus on this. My poor tiny little brain can only hold so much Aegon, but you know what I mean? Like I can kind of only understand as much as I can understand. And if something's different, then I'm worried I'm going to like think about that while we're doing that, and yeah, that was kind of my thought. A lot of actors have different processes on that type of thing, but that was kind of my thought for this project anyway.
Yeah, I can understand that because you wanted to make it kind of your authentic version of Aegon and not.
Yeah, that was kind of the impulse behind it for sure.
It's fun to see that. And I like that you had that answer, and we don't often get to see that kind of depth of story twists in a single movie. But because it was 3, it allowed that bigger character development, and you like already knew as a viewer that Suzette actually really does care. And so it made the twist even like harder. You're like, what is happening?
Yeah, it's a kind of a great, one of the big themes of the movie that I think kind of repeats over and over again is like people in really difficult situations trying to do their best with what they have in front of them. And yeah, Suzette is kind of another great example of that, of like just someone who, this is the circumstances in front of her and she doesn't want to betray her friend, but like that's what she was brought here to do, and that's kind of the challenges that and something that I think brings a lot of depth to the films themselves.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so Aegon pops between worlds, throughout all these movies. You mentioned that you filmed these mostly in order. Did you film like all the Earth scenes together, or did you kind of get to play that popping back and forth? And how was that fun?
Yeah. The way that it kind of played was like we would do all of movie one in like over 3 weeks. But yes, all the Department of Destiny scenes in movie one on the same day. And it was a little tricky because just the way that production was set up, it wasn't until like I think it was my last day on set was, or for the first movie anyway, before everyone else went to Ireland. I'm still so jealous. I'm still so mad that I didn't get to go. I was pitching all these storylines to the producers and stuff, being like what if Aegon's just like there? Like he's just maybe just like in the background at a bar. Maybe he's like a young angel. He doesn't really understand what he's doing there yet. Anyway, nobody bought anything, of course, but we had all our stuff, all that stuff in one day, which was a little bit like you happen to really keep track of like what just happened on Earth, where did I pop from, like what just and then vice versa as well, because it would be this thing of like it'd be like, okay, you just had this conversation with Samael and that's why you're here talking about this thing, and that's like that's the stakes that are happening. Or Liam just brought up this thing about Cora mentioning her dreams and you just tracked Samael down to tell her this. That sort of it was a really important thing kind of before each one, and on that first day especially, like once I was getting used to it, I really remember like having to go through right before, like each time we were blocking a scene and being like, okay, hold on, I only have my sides in front of me, I need the whole script for a second here, I need to like figure out where was Aegon last scene, where is he coming from?
It's kind of fun to see like where the thought pattern, like why they're doing the next thing or why they're trying to influence what's happening. Aegon's on one side, and then as Bale comes into it, you realize that Bale is another side, and it could be heaven and hell or good and evil, but it's actually not that black and white. Is actually after the Suzette bomb, that it's not black and white. It's more about like choices and what you're getting. What did you like about that storyline?
Oh yeah, I will say. Well, first of all, Niall, the first like he did the table read for movie two, or like we had a Zoom read, I guess. Yeah. And I guess like I read his part a few times and I was like, I really wonder who they'll cast. Like wasn't totally sure. The version in my head, I was like, I honestly try to remember what I had in my head before, because I don't. It's been erased by Niall's performance. Like he was like, as soon as he like even just through a little Zoom window, I was like, what is this? This is incredible. Like, I was like riveted. I would forget to say my lines. Like, it was like, he's just so compelling. He created such an interesting, like, fun, like, cool, like, there's no, like, you hate him, but you love him. Okay. And, honestly, like, it was, so just, first of all, the work that he did was so fun and interesting, but then also like I was thinking about the scene in is that in 2 or 3? Is it in 3? The one with I get them all mixed up now, but that in the interrogation room when he's talking to Liam and he's being like, the people upstairs, that's 2, right? I think that's 2. Anyway,
I don't remember because I've been binging.
Yeah.
One big movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's one 4-hour film. But he has just some great lines about that, where it's like not everything is what it seems, and I remember just being like, when I watched it, I remember being like, right, I know where this is going, and he's right. Like that's what's interesting, right? Is like he is saying like the people are that you're listening to right now, and he points up, meaning us angels, aren't necessarily. We don't really necessarily know what we're doing, which is true, and I think it's just a really interesting way to kind of like get into the gray area of this movie and the themes in it. Yeah, he did such a great job.
That he was cast because he's just like this. He's known and beloved as this, super nice guy, Hallmark.
He was telling me
leads, and then he comes in, and he's just like, oh, yeah.
It was he was saying, he's like, oh yeah, this is completely against type for me in the Hallmark world. He's like, people are gonna be a little like shocked by this heel turn, and I was like, how do you not play villains all the time? He's so good at it. It was genuinely hard sometimes to be in a scene with him because I would just be sitting there and being like, oh, that's such a good choice. Oh, right, no, I'm supposed to be scared of you. I'm not just watching as a fan right now. I need to actually act. Yeah, just truly, one of the most inspiring performances.
We love to watch actors flex their acting skills. Sometimes like he's always the romantic lead, but that this is an actor who can bring lots of different things to the scene. And I love that whole like storyline ended up getting grayer and grayer, and just was so engaging.
Yeah, love that. Yeah, no, totally agree.
Okay, so was there a moment from filming that you'll never forget? Like, what stands out the most from your time filming?
That's a great question. I mean, I'm trying to think of like, there was some fun moments or some like really like challenging moments that like turned out quite beautiful. But what's like one? Oh, I gotta pick a favorite.
You can pick one.
Honestly, the things that like really stuck out to me were the big like crowd scenes that we had, or like the big like everyone in days. I'm thinking of like the policeman's ball, a lot of the scenes at the bar also kind of often had everyone there. The picnic. It's just honestly there is a wonderful cast. Like I have a lot of friends that I made on this in this project, and so it was such a fun dynamic when everyone was in and we were kind of getting to joke around, and those would be long days and you'd be kind of like shooting, like a lot of the pages were written, or a lot of the scenes were written as in like maybe like 4 to 6 pages sometimes, some of those scenes, and so we would break them up and figure out, okay, we're gonna shoot this part here, we're gonna shoot that part there. So yeah, it was kind of, you'd have downtime, you'd also have on time, it felt like almost like summer camp or something, even though it was February. But it was just a really like fun experience to get to hang out with friends, and would like start playing cards or something, and when it wasn't on us, and it was just like a really those are kind of the big memories that I like. For some reason, like all the stuff that happened like directly on camera was in a way, I think I'm like, oh, the camera will remember those. I don't have to download those to the hard drive. But that's the first thing that comes to mind anyway.
So we hear that a lot, that oftentimes these sets and filming these movies feel like summer camp. You had an extended summer camp, which means more fun probably, or winter camp. Pretty cold.
Oh yeah. I guess for the folks that weren't, I'm from Vancouver, so I was pretty braced for it. Although it did get like really cold on a couple days. Ooh, yeah, we had like a cold snap on some stuff, and it was like, there were some folks that were like in like bare arms outside, pretending it wasn't -8 Celsius, whatever that is in Fahrenheit. It was rough out there.
It's -8 Celsius is below freezing, so it's like in the low 20s. I mean, Siobhan told us about filming the water scenes with Katie and Lachlan, and they'd have a hot tub there.
Yeah, I mean, Lachlan, he's from Australia. They love water there. They swim all year round. So I'm like, I'm not worried about him, but poor Katie,
Yeah. She was chilly. That's for sure. So start talking about many fans that messaging or chatting and groups talking about they'd love to see a series. Is a series something you'd be interested in acting in, whether it was Providence Falls or something else?
Honestly, yeah, totally. I mean, if it were Providence Falls, if we could bring back the same people somehow, I would sign on like yesterday. That would be so fun. I would, do it again in a heartbeat. But yeah, I would be down to do something else too. It's it's always kind of the type of thing where you're like, as long as I feel inspired by the project and by the people, then like, yeah, count me in. I think it's this is one where we've kind of like of course this is what happens when you're having a really nice time on set. You're always pitching, trying to come up with ideas for like what it could be, and I'm not going to say any of them because in case it does happen, then I don't want to burn the writers' plot lines now. But yeah, I think that there's definitely a few different angles that you could take. You could take this story, and I'd love to bring Agon back. I would just he's a part of me now, and whether I want to or not. So it would be good if he gets an outlet every now and then. So.
I mean, I think there are so many stories you could still tell.
Easily.
Characters. It could easily turn into another project. So we'll cross our fingers for that. Because again, it was so well done, and the characters were so compelling, and just the production was beautiful, and we're all in on that. So.
Yeah, can we? I mean, listen. This is. I just want to take any opportunity I can to talk about our DP Justin.
Yeah.
Because I was there and I was watching him work, and he's wonderful to work with, first of all. But then I was like, everything looks amazing, but I had no idea that it would look like that. Especially I wasn't there for the Ireland stuff either, so it's like every time I watch those scenes, I'm always like, what? Wow, we did that on that budget? I mean, that's crazy. Anyway, very, very impressed. Very impressed by Justin's work.
Like, this looks like more money was spent than normal, the everyday
Truly.
Movie of the week that we watch. It was just so well done.
Much more cinematic looking.
Yeah. Some of the shots they got, some of the drone stuff they did. Yeah. Anyway, totally agree. I'm just a fan when it comes to that stuff. So.
We find that very interesting, learning all the behind-the-scenes tricks and, what different people do on sets to help bring it to life. It's just, it's amazing to learn about. At least I think so.
Me too.
So did you always want to be an actor, or was this, more of a journey to get where you're at?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I did always. The thing that I always say is like I always wanted to be an actor since I was a kid, and I didn't none of the grown-ups in my life that were supposed to tell me to not do that. They were all just wildly encouraging. So they were enabling, maybe is another term for it. And so it was kind of just like a straight shot. I went to theater school out of high school, and without really a backup plan to that. And then just kind of one thing led to the other, and I mean, I certainly worked at a lot of restaurants and hotels for the early part of my career. But yeah, it's kind of it's every now and then I have a zoom out moment of being like, oh, you're doing the thing that you thought you wanted to do, that you dreamt of your whole time, your entire life. That's crazy. What are the odds? Because I think I was maybe even in my own mind a little cynical, being like, yeah, let's see what happens. I just feel, not to be cliche, but just very, very blessed about it.
What was your first acting job that you got paid for?
Oh, that's a great question. It was probably a play. Yeah. I went to theater school and did a lot of theater kind of out of school. I'm trying to remember which one it was. It was probably, it was there's a play I did called Legoland. It's published now. It was kind of started out as a student production, but then we toured it around. They have a fringe circuit in Canada, and actually we ended up in New York as well with it. and I think even Seattle at one point, and yeah, we kind of took it all over. I think I was performing in it on and off for like maybe 6 or 7 years, even.
Wow.
Like, yeah,
Yes.
like part of that while I was in school, and then I kind of got in trouble and got bad grades for that because they don't like it when you take 3 weeks off right in the middle of the final term. But I mean, theater grades, what are you gonna do? Like, oh, give me a C in theater, I'm that worried. Anyway, sorry, I shouldn't. I hope my professors aren't listening to this. But yeah, it was I think that was the project. It was a beautiful little show. I genuinely loved doing it. It was similar to Aegon, where I was like, oh, this is a character that I just get immediately and like loved performing, and I still kind of think about him a lot. Ezra Lamb was the name of the character. Yeah, even though I haven't done it in a million years. Yeah.
Okay, so when we look you up, you have a ton of credits, and you've done so many different things. Is there a certain kind of character you love to play, or maybe a certain kind of project that you favor, or are you just loving it?
Yeah, I mean, here's the truth is, like, I will, like, I think I'm, the main probably similarity between Aegon and I is like a certain curiosity, I think, is that, so I would love to take my shot at any genre, at playing sort of every type of character, and I we'll get auditions for every type of thing, and so I get to kind of play around with it myself. That said, the thing I get cast in the most, the thing that I get the opportunity to actually explore the most, is usually some type of comedic element. And in Vancouver, we shoot a lot of sci-fi, and or at least we used to. It's been a little bit less lately, but we have a lot of kind of like dramatic, procedural sci-fi, this type of thing, and so often I'll get to be like the comic relief to the more serious story that's actually happening, and I love it. Like I think that for whatever reason, that's my lot in life. I'm sure I could discuss it with my therapist of like why I feel the need to make a joke to break the silence or to break the tension. But I love it. It's been a blessing that way for sure, and the more comedy the better. Like I would do that forever if they let me.
That's super fun. You do have some great credits, and the characters are fun, and we really love Aegon in these movies, and I kind of love how there's a great foundation of characters for these movies. We could totally see a series coming out of them and continuing with that. But do you?
Let's start the petition.
Yeah, let's start it.
Yeah.
Let's start it off. Do you have any other upcoming projects that we can watch for?
Oh, that's a good question. There is a Netflix show that's going to be a very different vibe, and I don't know when it's coming out because it was supposed to come out in the spring, and it got pushed, and I'm a little bit like, please release it. I would love to have it released. I worked really hard, but it was a show called The Abandons. That we shot in Calgary. I was just a guest star on I think it'll be episode 2 or 3 or something like that. I can't remember. I think they might have cut it up in a different order now. So, but yeah, honestly, a really cool experience. I'm not going to give anything away, but like I worked with some very interesting wildlife on that one, and that was like so cool. Genuine. I still watch those videos back every now and then and be like, I can't believe I got that experience. So, so that should be coming out at some point. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's like unreleased. Maybe not. Oh, I did shoot an indie, but I think it probably only just wrapped. And I just have kind of a really small role in it that will be like a festival darling called Pathetic Fallacy. But that's which I hope I was allowed to say. I don't think I signed any NDAs. I hope I didn't. I'm sure it's fine.
Well, and they'll come out on that indie circuit and go to the festivals, and a lot of people love going to those festivals and seeing the indie projects that are coming up. So it'll be something.
It's kind of like a horror genre in that one. Okay. So for if you're not into the gore of that, because I think it gets pretty gory for at least the scene that I shot. So yeah.
Okay, so what would be your absolute dream role? Like if you could play something,
Ooh.
even if it's something that's already been done and you've just always wanted to play that character?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. I think there's been different points in my life where I've had different answers to that. Okay, this is the answer that I think this is something I've been thinking about lately as I've gotten a little bit older. That like I'm not like a playing 15 anymore. There's a character in, so this is an answer about a play.
Okay.
But are you familiar with the play Brighton Beach Memoirs by Neil Simon?
Yes.
I am not. You are?
Okay, I've done that play twice in different productions. This was earlier, of course, because I was playing Eugene, who is I think 14 years old, maybe 13 years old. No, maybe 15. He's a teenager. It's a coming of age sort of thing. I think maybe Matthew Broderick did it way back in the day or something like that on Broadway. But I've kind of always had this dream with that play because there's three male roles in it. There's Eugene, who's the youngest and kind of the narrator, main character. It's kind of everything rotating around him. And then he has this older brother who's kind of a little bit troubled, has like a bit of a gambling issue, and like is trying to give him like really wise older brother advice, but it's like the worst advice you've ever heard, and it's super funny. That's one of my favorite scenes that I've ever performed in is the sort of older brother advice scene in Brighton Beach Memoirs. But I've always kind of had this dream where I'm like, it would be so fun to play the older brother now, and then at some point, in a few years, to play the dad character as well, because he's also a beautiful character. Everyone has like kind of a different thing, and I was like, it would just be kind of a cool bragging, right? To be like, oh, I played every role I can in this production, in different times in my life. So yeah, I think that's kind of my answer for that. I think.
Yeah,
Fun.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, and a great play. And the characters,
right? It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and the characters are complex and each has a different thing. So
yeah.
Would you play our fake game?
Absolutely, I love games. I was up till 1 a.m. last night playing them. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah, ours is a game.
Okay, so I hope I'm not blowing up his spot too much by saying this, but Lachlan is like, I call him like a game sommelier. Like he has this incredible, he literally in his apartment there's like one wall that's just bookshelves and it's just full of games.
That's amazing.
And it's board games and card games and like party games and like he has a different game for, and so like this was during when we were shooting, we would go over to the place that Katie was staying, and we would, and Lachlan would just bring a bag, and he'd be like, I don't know what we're going to play, I don't know what the mood is, but I've got options for everything. And we would try all these different things. Honestly, yes, he brought a bunch. We were down in Nashville a couple weeks ago to visit Katie for the when the first movie came out, and he put some in his suitcase just so that we could try out a few new ones. And so I think, what did we play last night? We played a game called Hanabi, which was really cool. Is this are you familiar with it, Julie?
I've seen it, but I don't have it.
Yeah.
Okay, it is. It's really interesting. It's like a cooperative game, card game. Yeah, it's really like, it has a lot of really interesting dynamics to it. I think it's the type of thing that you could probably like play forever and not really master. But so we played a bit of that. We learned that one. We played. I'm gonna butcher the name here. It's a German word, six-numt. I can't remember what it was. It was so fun and so crazy. And I think, I hope Katie's okay with me saying this. Katie, I think, hated it, but I was having a great time, and she did fine. Like, I think she was like, I don't understand, I'm playing poorly. She actually did. She beat me. And I was just having the best time, but that was another one. She taught us a card game, Cabo, which was really fun. We kind of, it was that thing where she was heading back to Nashville today, so it was kind of like a last hurrah. I hope everyone's okay with me. Lachlan's okay with me describing his entire game collection, but yeah, we had a good time.
And you were all together to watch the finale, I saw on social media. Or the last movie, So that was fun.
It was so cool. Yeah. I was really, like, shout out to Reckless Pictures. They really threw a great party, and everyone was, I think it was really such a great energy that night. Yeah.
Well, I'm Team Game Fun, so, that's...
Yeah, okay.
The cooperative games at our house is a running joke, because as a group we are, like, so overly competitive, and we have one theatery child in our household, and he's like, this is a cooperative game, and the oldest one is like, we don't do cooperative.
Here's the thing. Okay, this is my take on this, because I really am, like, hyper competitive. I have this, like, thing, and I grew up this way where it's like, if I get, like, locked into a game, I don't care about friendships anymore. I don't care about, ongoing. And this literally happened this weekend. We played I don't know if you know the game Blood on the Clock Tower.
Okay.
And Katie, I'm hoping she will forgive me someday, but it was tough. I really hope that will let it go eventually. But yeah, I felt really bad afterwards. At one point in the game, I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I committing so hard to this? I care about this friendship more than I care about this game, but right now I don't. But I think it's the most competitive people that appreciate cooperative games, because that was what it was for me when I was, like, younger, when I didn't know how to quite control it or hadn't accepted it maybe, where I was like, I'd rather play a cooperative game so that I don't have to become this terrible version of myself. I can just have a nice time with nice people, and we can all win together. We can be competitive in the same way.
We all know the theater kid's just as competitive as the rest of us, and it bothers
Yeah. That's perfect.
We always have this running joke. He thinks he's Hufflepuff, but we know he's Gryffindor.
Amen. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
those...
The theater kids can be sneaky.
Who's very competitive, unless it's, what is the one where Queen Frosting, the little kid game, is where you... Candyland. Unless it's Candyland, she doesn't care if she wins or loses. She only wants Queen Frosting. And literally in our family Snapchat, and she is an adult, she is a teacher, and our family Snapchat is her getting Queen Frosting, and she's just like, all's good in the world.
That's so funny. So funny. Well, you know what? It's great when you have someone that can please someone that easily. Like, you know what I mean? Life is hard, and if something like that brings you joy that quickly, don't think twice about that. That's great.
Well, anyway, this is just kind of a game of favorites. So I'll ask you if you have a favorite movie or even a favorite rom-com.
Okay. Do I have a favorite? You know what? I don't always have a favorite movie, but I could make one up for the sake of the game. I'm getting competitive now. I'm getting locked in. I'm like, okay, I gotta get the highest score possible. Do I need a favorite movie then? What? Yeah, I think one of my favorite movies of all time that is Stand By Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
I revisit it every now and then. It's still just like so beautiful and like nostalgic, and I just love a really well done coming of age film. And yeah, that one's a real special one.
The way Rob Reiner brought out the acting in those boys is still just incredible. Incredible,
truly, like top to bottom. Such beautiful performances.
We don't really get movies like that anymore.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's hard to. It feels like everything is like the smallest little indie or like the biggest superhero movie, and like the middle that thing for like mid-budget that's really just someone trying to tell a personal story in a really interesting way. It's much harder to find. Yeah.
That deeper storytelling with such an emotional pull, like Going to Search for the Body was a whole really story about the boys and their journey, and life stinks, sometimes, and how they stick together. Yeah, that story is, something special, right? And I just think I saw on social media, it's like however many years they're celebrating the survivors.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, the boys are all going to be someplace that.
Oh,
cool.
Had a fan event. So I just saw that yesterday. So that's a great movie. How about TV series? Favorite TV series or something you're currently binging?
Well, currently binging. Well, it's not binging because it's I have to wait each week. Is the Hard Knocks. I haven't watched it in a long time. I don't know if you know the HBO. It's like it's a sports documentary of NFL training camps, and I'm like I'm a reasonably avid football fan, but not like enough to really be like, oh, I know who they drafted, I know these players, this, that. And for some reason, I'm just so compelled by these stories. It's so interesting, and it's tomorrow. I think the next one comes out, so I can't wait. That's one that's definitely been on the docket a lot lately. Another thing that I've really weirdly enjoyed lately, like this is a little offbeat for sure, is John Mulaney's new talk show. It was a live show that he did for like a chunk of time, I think in the spring, and so I missed it at that time, but I've been watching it lately, and it's like it just has this very casual feel to it, like almost profoundly casual. And Richard Kind is his announcer / sidekick, and I love Richard Kind so much. I just adore that man. Anyway, I've been really enjoying that, and kind of like the weird comic tangents that it ends up in. That one's definitely been on my list lately too. Yeah, and then all time. Ooh, I mean, I think maybe I put Succession. That was kind of my fave show for at least when it was out, and I don't know if it's been surpassed. So, yeah.
Those are great. We get the best recommendations this way.
Yeah.
Okay, what about a favorite hobby?
Oh, okay. Yes. What about a favorite hobby? That's a great question. I mean, games nights is definitely. Does that count as a hobby?
Yes.
Is that like? I feel like for some reasons I feel like hobbies need to be like productive or something. Maybe that's something I need to like unlearn. Yeah. Right. I mean, that's definitely been a big one. I love like going for walks and listening to podcasts. That's another thing that I definitely partake in. I will say I'm definitely rusty about it now, and I'm not. I want anyone listening to this to know that this is not something I will ever do for you. But I learned to over the pandemic. There was like a keyboard. Someone had like put a keyboard in my lobby that was like up for donation. And I was like, perfect, okay, let's take this. And I started teaching myself piano a little bit over that time where I was like, what else am I going to do? And it was so fun. And like every now and then I still pick it up. I'm terrible, and that's why I say I will never perform. That's not the point. I think in the vein of like an unproductive hobby, I was like, this is just purely like something that I find super challenging and interesting, and a fun way to engage with my favorite songs and stuff is to try to learn how to play them poorly, so that they never sound the same to me again. It's great. I'd really recommend it. But no, it was. Yeah.
They won't be playing at the next game night, but
no. Lockie wants to start a band, and I'm like, dude, I'm not there. I'm not there yet. I don't have. You think I have like insecurities like when I'm performing on set and stuff, when I'm acting? Oh, I can't even imagine. I'm literally sweating right now just thinking about it. Like literally, I think I've got like some flops might go in. This is crazy. I wish I hadn't brought this up. This is way too vulnerable.
What does he play that he wants to start a band?
He plays some guitar. He's probably going to kill me for just revealing all his secrets. I'm sure, because he also was like, "Oh, it's not."
Secret, though.
You would think, right? And I'm sure
you play guitar, do not feel very secret. Or
knowing Lockie, he's also probably amazing at guitar, and he's being self-deprecating. He's one of those people that's like pretty good at most of the things he does. So
that surprises me 0%.
Yeah.
Now we know the title of today's podcast, like Lachlan's Secret.
You'll get a lot of views off of that. That's a clickbait move for sure.
All right, so speaking of music, do you have a favorite song, a musician, a band?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, it changes for me all the time, I think. Right now, someone I've been loving, someone that my partner put me onto recently is, I don't know if you know Olivia Dean. She's kind of like, she's British. She's, I think, just kind of a little bit like she'll be, I think she's ascending right now. She's not quite known super well yet. But yeah, she has a new album coming out soon, and all the singles she's dropped have been super beautiful, and I've kind of been listening to that a lot. And then I gotta throw back, like, my favorite stuff is like 90s hip hop. Like Outkast, like they were my favorite band when I was a kid, and in a way it's never changed. And I literally heard an Outkast song I hadn't heard in forever at a bar recently, The Whole World, and I was like, oh my god, I haven't heard this song forever. It's so good. I went back home and I think I listened to it like 5 times in a row. Anyway, so those things run deep still. I can't shake it. Yeah.
Come on, Outkast. It's like they were so good there for a while.
Whenever I
they had a run.
the mood or get stuff done, that's what I put on Pandora.
Yeah.
90s hip hop. Like, let's go.
Yeah, it really works wonders for the mood.
Yep. It's something about it. Okay, tell everybody, where can they find you and follow you on social media?
Yeah, probably the best place these days is Instagram. I wish I were more active in that world, but you know, we're all working. We're all trying to get better at everything. Amitai M. That's Amitai. I mean, I'm sure my name will be written somewhere on whatever you're listening to this to. Yeah. At Amitai M. On Instagram is probably the best place. I'm trying to think, like, my Twitter is defunct now, I'm pretty sure. I haven't been on there in a long time. That's the move. That's the move. Yeah.
All right. So
and I'll probably be posting. I'll probably mostly just be posting, reposting Lockie's BTS content, which is A+. I don't know if you've been following, but he's posted some incredible videos. And so, yeah, if you want that, follow him, but also just follow me to watch it again. So.
Double dose.
Love that.
Exactly.
Well, this has been so fun. It's been fun to pick your brain about Providence Falls and get to know you a little bit. And hopefully you'll come back sometime soon.
Yeah, I'd love to. Absolutely. Anytime.
Thank you, everybody, for watching or listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.